Okay, welcome Simon, our single VP academic candidate who's here. So first we'll begin by introducing yourself and your platform, and you have 30 seconds.
Hi everybody, my name is Simon Rayak. I'm a third-year history student here at the Faculty of Arts, obviously. I'm being told to speak louder, so I will. I'm fairly involved on campus. I'm a Vice President External of the History Students Association. I'm a counselor on the AUS and a counselor now, an interim counselor on the AMS. I've been really involved this year with the academic portfolio under the current VP academic, Daniel Monroe. Together we've been doing lots of good work, so yeah. I'll tell you more about it.
All right. First question.
Sure.
The inaugural AUS Humanities and Social Sciences Conference was held last month, and it was a momentous accomplishment for the AUS as a whole. How do you plan on expanding the conference next year?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because as VP Academic, my #1 initiative would be to expand the conference. You actually kind of took my talking point. But really, because I feel like Jenna, who organized or was coordinator of the conference, and Daniel, who was VP Academic, did an amazing job kind of setting the stage for the conference and making it a staple in the life of an arts student. And really, I feel like if we don't expand on that work and reach out to more universities, to more students, promote it better and let people know that it's out there, then that work will have been in vain, because we really do want to make this something that is a staple of the art student and something that we can proudly show off as being specific to UBC and specific to the students who study here and do amazing research, and we want to show it off.
Okay. Second question. How important a role do you think external actors such as the AMS, university faculty, and also staff play in facilitating the academic portfolio?
Well, part of the academic portfolio is, a lot of it is outreach to students, and not only with something like with the conference, but the wellness initiatives that we run, and we're trying now to do midterm evaluations, which really requires a lot of help from the faculties, a lot of help from the administration up high, and so it is important that we kind of facilitate a positive relationship with them, and make sure that they know that what we're up to and what we need from them, and not be afraid to ask for their help in some of our initiatives. Like I mentioned, the big one this year, as far as I can tell, was the midterm evaluations, which have been going well, but we really hope will kind of, going forward, will expand to more professors who will want to be involved in making sure that they're teaching in a style that their students are answering well to. Okay.
Do you have any specific projects you would like to see come to fruition during your term as VP Academic?
Well, I mean, as everybody knows, it's been kind of a rough year for us here at UBC. I think that it is important that we focus on general well-being as well as academic well-being, and that is under the portfolio of the VP Academic. So I would make sure that the wellness programs that we run are maybe geared a little bit more towards mental well-being and general well-being. This year we recently became part of the UBC, I think it's called the Health Network, and so that gives us a lot of resources to go forward with and to kind of administer these more diverse initiatives that I would want to encourage we participate in.
Okay. The Arts Last lecture was canceled this year, and instead we had a speaker come to the AUS conference. Would you pursue bringing back this event? If so, how do you plan on financing it?
No, I wouldn't bring back the event because I think we incorporated it, I think we incorporated it really well into the conference. It wasn't so much, I think, canceled, as I said, kind of just adopted and put at the end of what was a wider event on campus, which I think is more worth doing, because that way it kind of lends authority to the conference, which was in its inaugural year and I think needed a sort of push and something to like a sort of an attraction that is established within the university and that students know about, and then that way going forward we can make the conference have the same sort of authority as last lecture did. And so I think incorporating them worked out really well. I don't see a reason why I would want to change it. I mean, I would be open to suggestions if anybody felt really strongly about it, but my personal opinion is no, I would just leave it as it was this year.
Okay. Last question. Explain the involvement the AUS has taken over the past year with its involvement in supporting mental health and wellness at UBC. What are your thoughts about this, and what do you want to happen next year?
Well, like I kind of spoke about a couple questions ago, I definitely think it's a good thing. I think that the AMS and the university administration has done a really good job, you know, kind of promoting wellness. But I really do think that we have an obligation within our faculty to help what they're doing and to facilitate greater interaction with individual students and make sure that they're doing okay and give them the tools so they can be okay, because it is a stressful time. And you know, while VP academics should be in charge of, you know, make sure that academic well-being is taken care of, you know, we also want to take care of the students more broadly and make sure that they're doing okay while they're here.
Okay. So that's it for questions for you. We will now open the floor up to the audience. You have 30 seconds to ask a question. So any questions from anyone? No?
Be glad to answer. If you come up with one later, you can ask me.
What's your favorite color?
Oh man, you stumped me on that one. I don't know. I'm a fan of green. It's down to earth, quite literally.
Really? Because the AUS is purple.
I know it's purple, but I'm nonpartisan when it comes to colors.
Okay. We have a real question.
What do you think? What do you think the biggest downfall or problem with the AUS conference was this year, and how would you change that for next year?
Like I said, I think it was amazing. As VP academic, maybe what I would do is split up the work a little bit more. I know that in this case, one or two individuals really took a very heavy burden and really took charge of organizing, coordinating, and executing the conference. And I think it would be beneficial to maybe do a little more outreach to, you know, committee members and counselors who might want to get involved. And you know, just because the more heads, the better. That's a saying, I think.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Along with the VP academics from the other undergraduate societies, the AUS VP academic sits on AMS VP academic caucus with the AMS VP academic. Is there anything specifically that you think maybe the VP academics could work on collaboratively between undergraduate societies?
Actually, yes. If you read my platform online, that's, I think, point 3 is working more closely with other faculties, because I know this year actually, we had an initiative to send encouraging texts out during during exam season, and you know, I mean, if you really wanted to do something that's beneficial to the students, it doesn't make sense to just limit yourself to art students, especially if you can pool your resources and have the money and the resources to, you know, have a further reach on campus. Why not do it?
Any more questions? Yes.
So the AUS academic portfolio engages in some really good initiatives that I've seen benefit with many art students, but many a times art students don't know what the academic portfolio does, or when they hear about midterm evaluations of teaching, they don't know what that means. So do you have a plan, or what are your thoughts about communicating this to art students?
What I would really do is maybe approach club heads or students, you know, heads of different disciplines. And because I do think that maybe they have a more personal relationship with the constituents that they're serving, they maybe interact with them in a more personal level than we do. And so having them on board and having them kind of relay the message for us, I think would be a good way to make sure that what we're saying is being heard, and maybe they can provide the feedback that they hear in a more synthesized way so that it doesn't just come at us from all different directions, but from a more specific way. Yeah.
We do have time for more questions.
Do we?
Okay, thank you, Simon.
Thank you.